You.
Which one you mean, like the automatic shotgun, or like
Oh
the one
no,
with the
I'm
drum
talking
clip,
about
or the double barrel?
the double barrel.
Yeah, yeah, that one's pretty brutal.
Do you have Fortnite or?
No, I don't have Fortnite. Everybody have, a lot of people on my friends list have been playing that recently, and
If you had it, I would just like honestly, the other day, like like if you were new to it, I would like help you out with it, but I couldn't really help you out that much.
yeah, yeah. I mean, like, it seemed like an interesting concept. I just didn't really get into it because uh, I don't know. I got a lot of stuff already doing my other games, and like I said, I'm also a trophy hunter as well, so I try to at least clean up my games a little bit before I get done. The majority of my
That's the
games
only
that I've
thing.
got,
That's the
I
only
get them pretty
thing that
far
I
complete.
don't do with games and like because the trophies really don't get you nowhere. They just yeah, sure they're cool to have, but
Well, see, in my
they're
opinion, I think
worthless really. Like
the only reason that I collect trophies is to show how much I enjoy a game. If I really enjoy a game and I feel like I could play it to that limit, then it's a challenge set for me. That platinum trophy is a challenge set for me to see if I can do that. There's a lot of people that can do that, but I don't know, let's see if I can do that. I mean, you can even read up there the
only
percentage of
guy.
people that have attained that trophy, and it's like on some of them, it's like 2% of people, that overall that play that game have really, attained that trophy, and it's like,
You know what the
wow,
hardest trophy probably to get in ever on video game history?
what's that?
Probably trying to complete every single trophy in Shadow of the Colossus. That's probably the hardest thing to do.
Yeah, one of
I could probably do it, but still, like for an average person who probably played like Shadow of the Colossus once or twice, would probably have probably rated like a bit or two.
yeah, yeah, I actually got the
People are probably gonna like get this. They're just gonna be like, why can't I freaking just kill this Colossus? I just want them to beat it. But I'm probably just gonna pick it up and just puke at it right away. That's the way I've always been in the games. It's just that like I pick it up and it's just like I'm just like the annihilator.
yeah. I mean, I've always been one to adapt to a game real quick and you know, pretty much get the general vibe and get on it and be able to get through it good. But I've always, like I said, been one to be a completionist too, so I don't like leaving stuff behind. I like to get all parts of the story, all parts of the all parts of it. I don't like leaving stuff out. I feel like if I'm gonna play a game and I'm really interested in the game, then that's what I'm playing it for. Is that not necessarily the fact that I'm gonna get trophies, but like I said, the trophies then show how much I really enjoy that game. Like if you were to look at my profile right now and you were to look at how long it took me to get the trophies for BioShock, whenever I downloaded it, and from the point that I downloaded it, started playing it, and then finished it, I got the platinum trophy in just a couple sessions. I think 2 playthroughs is all I had to do, and
What
that's
games do you
because
have? I need to see that.
do it.
I need to see what games you do have. Like, oh my gosh, my broadcast just stopped. I
Yeah, because on BioShock I had gotten, I think, on 3 or 4 separate days, I'd gotten 10 trophies each. It was on 3 separate days, I believe, 10 trophies each, because I had already gotten all of the achievements on Xbox for myself, my brother, and one of his friends, except for one of them, which was beating it on the hardest difficulty without Vita Chambers, which is essentially your respawn points, so you have to beat it without the ability to respawn. And and it's pretty tough. You just gotta remember to save a lot. I mean, you still get the ability to save, but you just, you know, have to go into every fight preparing to die, and then, you know, go back to before the fight.
Oh shoot! Oh no, wait, that's me. I was looking at your trophies and I was just like, oh shoot, you played this too? And I was just like, oh no, wait, that's fun. Okay, now I'm gonna look at y'all trophies. Or either just look at your game. Fallout 4, Destiny 2, Darksiders, Witcher, DC Universe, Grand Theft Auto 5, Assassin's Creed Origins, Bioshock, The Collection, Destiny,
And those are only the ones
Bioshock,
I've
The
had on
Collection
PS4.
again, and then Batman Arkham Knight.
Yeah, Batman Arkham Knight was the first one I had gotten for PS4, but that's only in the games that I've played. I said on PS4, but on PS3, that's where the majority of my trophies had come from.
I think you need to actually try to get more games. Not say get more games, just try to.
Yeah, I really need to. Like I said, that's one thing I've been really wanting to do, because it's just like, you know, by the time I finally get the chance to be able to get the game and everything, it's like, oh, hey, you know, everybody's on the next
Wait,
game,
you
and that one
streaming?
came
Wait,
out.
what?
Huh? Oh yeah, no, I just started streaming a minute ago, like 30 seconds ago.
I just want to see how your stream is going.
Oh, 7 minutes.
And just this awkward silence I can just like hear between me and actual like time.
Yeah, there's just a bunch of stupid crap here to do, and I'm getting tired of having all this junk in my damn quest log.
Then I can just hear yourself just talk through the screen again. This is the funniest crap ever.
You know, to hell with it. I'm gonna stop doing these dumb quests. I'm going to the horsepower armor. I had a quest for that a while ago. I'm supposed to get like increased jump speed and movement speed or something. Let's see, where's that at? Place
I
have
am
not
poor.
discovered.
I only have $20.
Let's see. I've probably, be honest with you, I've got less than that in my wallet right now.
Oh really? Oh my god.
Yeah. And I mean, I rent my own house and everything like that. I'm 22 and I've got less than you. It's a rough time of year, my friend. A rough time of year.
What
Rough
happened?
time of year
Like,
for a small engine mechanic. I mean, it's just like when it will. I mean, if you think about it, when it's cold, nobody goes outside and cuts their lawn. You know, nobody needs to trim their hedges because they're trying to keep them from freezing to death. You know, I mean, it's like right now it's cold enough outside that everybody's bushes are freezing. So it's like this past week, I'm probably not gonna make a whole lot simply because ain't nobody gonna be using anything. Nobody's gonna break it. It's not gonna stop running, so I don't gotta fix it. Because that's what I do in
every time getting a
my main
second job,
time
like,
is
doing like,
well, I've thought about it, but just this time of year, this is, but I don't really have any applications in anything else really. Pretty much small engine mechanics is all I really have done for the entirety of my life. Now, mind you, it is a profitable venture during the summertime, but whenever it comes summertime and I get that money, I'm just really bad with money, and you know, that's one of those things I've been trying to get a lot better with, is not just spending my money on junk that I don't
what is
need.
your majority? What is your majority spent on?
To
Like,
be
what
honest with
genre?
you,
Like,
it's food. You wouldn't believe it. I'm not fat or anything. I've got a really high metabolism. I'm really pretty skinny. You know, I only weigh like 125 or
I wish I
130,
had
and
that.
I'm like
I
6 foot
am
2.
13
But I
and
have to eat
that's
a
older
lot.
than me.
I mean, I have to eat a whole lot of food, and I spend a lot of it on junk food because I also don't feel like cooking food. So I'll, you know, buy a whole bunch of fucking
Just
fast
get
food and
ramen
shit like
noodles.
that.
It's just like, just get ramen noodles. It's the easiest thing to cook.
Oh yeah, man, I survived on those for a while and stuff like that, but the problem is I went with all those easy foods like whenever I, you know, still lived at my mom's house and I could have, you know, had other meals instead, and now that I don't, it's like, you know, of course I can cook for myself, it's just I don't really feel like it. I mean, it's exhausting, and a while back I'd actually messed up my back and whatever. I was doing some weightlifting at school, and that kind of messed with me for a while. So I've been having a hard time, like actually being able to want to like do things since I've had to deal with that. It's just my back always hurts if I stand too long or if I sit too long, and of course one of those things where you go to the doctors and you know they don't see anything wrong. Oh, it seems like the muscles are a little bit irritated, but there's no bones out of place. You know, there's nothing we can do about it. And yada yada yada. So I pretty much just got to deal with it all the time, and it kind of sucks. I mean, it's just like consistently, like right now, as I'm sitting here, my back's in pain, but you know, I just getting to the point where it's been so many years I've been dealing with it, it doesn't really bother me as much anymore. And it's also another thing that kind of, you know, impacts the amount of money that I make. I could probably make, you know, during the summertime years, well over $1,000 a week because it's simply how much I work for how much I get paid. I get paid by the job, I get paid commission, I don't get paid hourly. So if I fix a piece of equipment, it takes me, you know, however long it takes me or however much I want to charge them for however long I feel I need to. Charge them 4 hours, I get half of whatever that, you know, whatever that total dollar amount I charge them is. If I charge them $200 in labor, then that means I get $100. If I charge them $50 in labor, I get $25, and so on and so forth. And as many pieces as I can look at within a week is as much money as I can make. So,
I'm stupid.
and I'm really smart when it comes to small engines. Like, literally, I can fix any outdoor piece of equipment that anybody has anywhere. Doesn't matter what it is, what brand it is, where it comes from. I know anything about all of them. And it's definitely a handy thing to have because, I mean, I could probably travel on that and simply, you know, fix equipment for people because there's other things that small engines are on versus just outdoor equipment. Like, mini scooters, things that are smaller, like motorcycles. They're closer to, you know, 2-cycle and 4-cycle engines. But I've learned a lot about it over time, and you know, my dad's taught me everything that I've known ever since, you know, I was like 10 or 11. He's taught me, and I've been working at the shop that I've been working at for 5 years consecutively on, you know, actual payroll, and then altogether probably about $10 or $10, 10 years. Just, you know, working with my dad on summers and stuff like that. But ah, shit.
Yo, I literally got no shots on this dude, but
What
one
was
went right
that?
through
What
his
just
head.
happened? Like, I came around the corner and there was a Diamond City security guy, and he was like, "Hey, what's this?" And started pulling out and shooting at me. And at first, I thought it was a raider because he was just pulling off and shooting at me. So I was like, "All right." Started shooting him, and then it was like, "Oh, Diamond City security." I was like, "Oh, great." Now I'm just gonna turn around and run away, and we'll forget about all this. It was like, "Oh, send Nick Valentine to." It's like, oh, that's great. Now it's going to do that number again, because the last time I had to send Nick Valentine somewhere, he just started unloading his gun on me because I shot somebody that he was friendly to. And it was the dumbest thing. I think it was on one of my other streams that that it happened. It was just before I had ended up getting off because it had irritated me so much. I was in power armor at my little rooftop shack up there trading stuff, and I jumped down to the bottom, and that dumb trader that comes to Sanctuary, Carla, she was standing right there in the center of the road, and the shock from me hitting the ground damaged her and caused her to then be aggressive towards me, which then caused Nick Valentine and um, Piper, which was also at the settlement, to get angry with me. So both of them were shooting at me, and I was like, what in the hell is going on? Why? What is wrong with you guys? What's that? Yeah, yeah, I live in Pensacola, Florida.
Was that like north or south or west or east?
It would be in the northern portion. I'm kind of like on that little, the little tip that's
That's
at the
probably why it's
top
so
there.
cold there.
That little chunk that kind of hangs off to the side there.
Mm. You're just like the little chunk that hangs off the side there.
Yeah, yeah, I'm right over there in that little area in the upper left of the Florida state itself, I guess, if you're looking at it. If you're referencing it as if it's a gun, then it's the handle of the gun. I'm right at the butt where the clip goes in.
Mm.
Because I've seen several, those dumb pictures where they make Florida a gun and, doing all that gangster crap with their, just, I don't know, just really, really dumb things like, there's people around here with these stickers on their car that say "flow grown." I don't even understand what that means. FLO and then grown. It's like, okay, so you've grown up in Florida, but why are you gonna put it on the back of your car in such a retarded way? And who cares that you grew up in Florida? It's like, why? uh,
Maybe they're proud about where they live.
wait, wait. If they're really proud, then just say, proud Florida resident. Put it in a part that doesn't make you look like you're an idiot. I mean, to
Yeah.
me, that makes you seem
Just
like you're
like
dumb if
Sue.
you're like flow grown. You know, no, you grew up in Florida. Come on, man. You're making me look bad. I live in Florida too. I don't want you to be representing me as flow grown. Okay? No, it's just
Mm.
it's not okay.
I live in Tennessee.
Oh, see, that's not bad at all.
It really is. Trust me.
uh,
Everybody's just retarded.
yeah.
And I'm the one who was born in Tennessee Hills, but everybody else wasn't. But still, everybody else is retarded.
Yeah, I feel that there's a lot of really, really stupid people around where I live too, and I feel exactly the same. Like, why does everybody have to be a retard? Why can't they just get their
It's
shit
just like
together?
you are not normal. Like, why did you say that?
Why can't they just,
Be
not,
normal.
yeah, yeah, not be abnormal, be normal, there you go. I mean, people drive terribly around here, oh my god, so terribly.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, I mean,
Well, that's pretty much everywhere you go, though.
if it's not an old lady driver, then it's, somebody who's just can't stay in their lane, doesn't know where they want to go, or they're just trying to go as fast as they can everywhere. Like, I mean, everywhere. Like, just on you, like, no, you're not going fast enough for me, so gunning it around you, done, just instantly. And of
I'm
course, in my
surprised I
area,
haven't.
I've got plenty and plenty of cars that you can't even hear the music over the sound of the parts on the car getting rattled off due to the fact that they've got an amped up bass so intense that it's destroying their own car in the process of playing their music. I mean, mind you, I don't mind, rap music and everything like that, but I don't think it's sensible to make it in your car so loud that it literally deconstructs your car from the inside out. That's just that's just dumb. So I mean, you'll hear people going down the road, and you can just like literally hear parts of their cars
I
hanging
hate this
off,
game. I hate this game. I
falling on the
hate this
road.
game. I hate this 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 game. With passion.
You're talking about Fallout 4?
No, Fortnite.
Okay. Alright, I thought you were talking about Fallout 4. I was gonna say, it sounds like somebody
No,
didn't make
Fallout
a save
4.
and died.
No, Fallout 4. Man, it doesn't matter what I do in Fallout 4. I just hate Fortnite. Do you know what makes you special? Ba-ding. I love Bethesda. I really just love their work. Hello. Are you there?
Huh, oh, sorry, no, I got distracted reading one of the things that was in the load menus there. It was one of the few that I
I
hadn't
want
read.
that Nuka-Cola. There's this Nuka-Cola. Sounds like I'm saying Coca-Cola. Nuka-Cola, Quantum Mix right now, and I really.
Have you seen the people that actually make the legitimate Nuka-Cola Quantums?
Oh my god, yeah, I have.
Yeah, those are cool. I actually, myself took the time to take an old bottle cap and clean the face off of it and hand paint one to match a Nuka-Cola cap. It actually came out really, really good.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, because whenever I was a little kid, my grandma had done ceramics, so she would, make little ceramic figurines and everything like that. She had a firing kiln in her garage and everything, so she could mold them and make them, and she'd always paint them. And whenever I was a kid, she had taught me how to, paint small figurines and stuff like that. So I already had, pretty adept hand for painting small things, and turned out pretty good. I actually thought for a while, I might make them to sell them, but I thought that before I started making the first one, and after I realized how long it actually takes to paint that accurately by hand, I was like, nah, no, I think, I think I'll do that later,
Is there any way, like, in your best, like, hold on, in, like, hold on, I'm trying to think. If you were to go and get a steel, what would your best source be?
If I were to go and get a what now?
If you were to go and collect steel, like, where would you go?
Oh, to collect steel?
Mhm.
Uh, have you already cleaned out Hubris Comics?
What?
The comic store.
Where's that?
It is. Let's see. It's towards like the main. I guess really the main cluster of all the buildings that are in there. I'm trying to think here exactly what area that would be. You know where the castle's at?
No.
Jeez. Okay. You know where Diamond City is? Then?
Concord? No.
You don't know where that Diamond City is? You haven't made it there yet?
Yeah, I know where Diamond City is, but
Okay.
I don't know.
Alright, from Diamond City, it's off to the right. If you take your marker off to the right, it's over there. Because in that area on my map, I've just got kind of like a giant cluster of markers there that I've collected and running through. Right behind Hubris Comics is Vault 114, and then next to that, Swan's Pond, over by Trinity Plaza and Trinity Tower.
Oh, I see you there.
Yeah, and in Hubris Comics, I know that there's scrap metal in there. Actually, currently I've got a miscellaneous quest to search for scrap in Hubris Comics.
Garden. I had Grey Garden here, right? Wait. What did... I had Grey Garden. Where'd it go?
Oh, and the other place to look would be in any vaults. If you got any vaults you haven't cleared out, I'd go to those. There's plenty
I
of...
didn't know there was more vaults. I thought there was only like 111 or whatever.
Oh no, there's in every game there's tons and tons of vaults. Like they put more and more of them in each game. They're 'cause it was a thing designed by the government to install, you know, these vaults for tons of different people to go into, but the thing that they didn't explain to the people going into them is that each one was going to have its own particular experiment to it. You know, and Fallout 3 they didn't have that concept, but here is where apparently the whole concept was devised, was in Manhattan, and they built, I think, of course the one that you start out in is the cryogenic one, and when you're going through them each one has its own little theme. One of them was where they were trying to get people to overcome their addictions by giving them drugs and taking them away and locking them in a safety room until a certain period of time, where they then re-expose them to it and see if they wanted to then take them again. You know, after they seemed like they were fully cured, they were then going to test them by seeing if that would work just by strictly depraving them in a vault. And of course it didn't work. Everybody, you know, as soon as they figured out that there were drugs in the closet, killed each other and got into the closet of drugs and then killed themselves with the drugs. So, of course, you know, their ideas didn't really work out as well as they thought, but they had some pretty strange ones. There's another one where they took people's kids away from their families. They had, promised them, you know, places in the vault, and then at the beginning they were then split off from their parents, said that they were going to a different section, and then the kids went over there, and then they were then educated to the point that they were essentially gently explained their parents were no longer going to be around, and that they were going to be taken care of by the vault leaders, and that then they were going to just kind of do what they said and go with their experiments, and they were trying to figure out some way to essentially do like a genetic selection to make more pure human being for the future. And I don't know, I think it ended up that everybody once again, you know, figured out what the plot was and ended up breaking out, because, well, if you're in a vault for long enough, eventually somebody's going to figure something out. There was, actually I think my all-time favorite vault was, one in Fallout 3, and there's a guy in there that had cloned himself repeatedly, so the entire vault was full of nothing but this guy, and after he had made so many of himself, it ended up giving him brain damage, so the guys that were coming out were like all retarded, and all they knew was what their name was. So they were walking around, and like you'd be going through the vault, and it's dark as all hell. Going through there, and you'll hear Gary. What the hell was that? Gary. What was that? And out of nowhere, he just come jumping out of out of the next doorway, Gary, and hit you with a wrench. Like, why? Just no. And start unloading your entire clip on him. I mean, it's not cool. That's probably like the scariest thing they had in Fallout 4 or Fallout 3 right there. It's the Gary Vault. Oh. Grocery stores too. That's another place for steal. Shopping baskets.
I'm gonna have to get off. I'm gonna have to get off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
It's like 9:30, so I gotta get off. I'll be on.
Oh yeah, I guess you are far enough up, so it's in a different time zone. Yeah, because here it's only 8:30.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, see you tomorrow.
Alright, man. Let's see. Nice. Clean off with a leg. Let me check something here. Huh. Weight 0, value 1.
Hoping they stay gone.
Holy crap, that's Grognak's axe. I was wondering where that went. Read the police report on it. Ah, nice.
Excellent.
Hell yeah. Taking that all day long. sure, at least, but I don't want to chance it.
Yes.
I would actually prefer to pick the safe separately, thank you. Where's it at? Don't see a safe to unlock, so... Oh, there's a safe. I already got the key to the safe, so it doesn't matter. Yep. Sorry, this is all junk. Better be some better scrap here, you know, other than most of this right here is just for caps, but, you know, I'm kind of looking for some legitimate scrap here. So search for scrap in Uber's Comics. Well, they better goddamn have some somewhere. Coming here for nothing.
What the hell aroma is that?
Ooh. Oh my god, getting a no, you just, hey, back it, back up. Shoot. God. Shit. Okay. Should duck over here through this hole. Alright, they are still able to get through the hole. Duly noted.
Anyone you walk away from. Hey, toss anything you can't haul my way.
Toss my foot your way if you don't get in there and start shooting something. Take that. Typewriter. Desk fan. Good scrap there.
That's the last. Maybe want to turn the lights down?
That's it right there, that bag. I already found all this stuff once before.
Sorry, folks, won't be chewing on us. Bothering anybody now? Wrong scent. Not that it's an option. So long as you're carrying it. I'll be doing the world a service. Clear.
Perfect.
Oh, hell yeah. If I can just find me one. Great.
Got it.
Yeah, 'cause I'd already gotten Grognack's costume from you. I guess I just didn't notice the battle axe down in the lower story there. stay back road sign.
Who's there?
Holy crap. Almost out of 44 ammo. Seems badass. It's marked on the map. Let's see what's inside.
Darksiders played tricks on me again. Getting